Hello, friends, and welcome to the first episode in what I hope is a very, very long and very petty series on my channel, Manosphere Mondays. Now, what is the Manosphere? And honestly, I hope you wouldn't ask, but I'll tell you anyways. The giant rock that we're currently floating through space on has not only a bunch of layers to it below your crusty feet, but also above your big dumb head. And that's called the atmosphere. It has a bunch of layers to it. So kind of like that, the interwebs has a bunch of different layers as well. The worst of which is probably the manosphere. Now this is a dark, sad, very sticky, I presume, place filled with loud, unintelligent men that will always be yelling at you for no reason. You can guarantee that 90% of the time they'll be yelling at you. 90% of the time, every time. You'll be accosted by silk shirts that they refuse to button more than halfway, horrible advice, misogynistic rants, daddy issues, mommy issues, gaslighting, projection, a very thick stench of refusal to have any type of rational conversation, depreciating assets, that says fast cars, bottomless cigars, and of course, what every man needs to really show that they're a man, guns. Now, in this series, we're going to be covering the many manfluencers of the manosphere. We're going to be reacting to, roasting, debunking a lot of their content, and, my favorite of all, inevitably pissing off a lot of their followers. Now, last week, or a week and a half ago, depending on when this video goes out, we did a video, Am I speaking French? No. I did a video and you watched it, hopefully. If you haven't, please go watch it, regarding COBRA Tate, also known as Andrew Tate. I did a full deep dive on Andrew Tate. I actually even joined his pyramid scheme. In my opinion, yes, it is a pyramid scheme. It is a multi-level marketing company. He says that it's affiliate marketing, but that's not what affiliate marketing is. He is a misogynist, a sad, sad little weasel boy with absolutely just no chin in sight, and he does not know how to have an actual conversation. So we went over a lot of things. Of course, like I said, I stated my opinion. I also stated things that had been actually reported and just reacted to him as a whole. Speaking of wholes, his followers are, not all of them, but I'd say it's safe to say that the majority of them are really just some of the most illogical and brainwashed people I have ever had the absolute joy of interacting with. Speaking of his absolutely delightful, intelligent audience, let's go ahead and go over his demographics because I wasn't able to do that in the deep dive that I did on him. Now, I'm sure it's no surprise to anyone, but this absolutely delightful following that he has, specifically on YouTube, those are the analytics we're going to go over, it's 94.51% men, and then only 5.49% women. That is astounding. Now, it's not too unheard of to have that high of a ratio of the same gender that you identify as. It's really not that unheard of. For instance, if I look at mine right now with my YouTube analytics, it says female 93.1%, male 6.8%. Still, I have more of the opposite gender following me than he does, which is interesting. And then non-binary would be 0.1% for me. And then of course the majority of them are in the United States, with 33.21% being in the US. His UK followers account for 12.54%, and then Romania a little over 8%, which of course that's pretty normal, especially since he has lived in all of those places. Now this next part is absolutely what I just loved. The majority of his followers are men in the age range of 18 to 24. Did you know that on average, the male brain doesn't actually fully develop until age 25? So I would say it's pretty safe to say that the majority of his followers, their brains aren't even fully developed, which would make sense and make it a little bit easier to understand why people actually believe what this person is saying. Because obviously, as we saw in the video that I made about him, horrifying what he says. And you can watch it all day long and be like, how does anyone think this is okay? Unfortunately, when you don't have a strong role model to look up to or a good influence in your life, and you turn to that because you see it on social media and you're looking to them to find motivation, and then you just keep watching it, and then You maybe already have those views and they just back those up for you, make you feel validated, make all these promises, make you want to feel rich, have that tough love aspect of it. Maybe you've been rejected. Maybe you have mommy or daddy issues. And this person tells you that you can have it all and they're going to show you how. You just have to follow them. Follow them into the sunset in their Bugatti with sparkling water. Who actually enjoys sparkling water? So of course, that is why a majority of these sad souls, these vulnerable boys, fall for the top G's ridiculous rhetoric that he spews every single day. What does top G stand for? I think it either stands for goblin or gonorrhea. I haven't decided yet. Y'all can let me know in the comments below though. Now, I got a lot of different takes when it comes to that video that I made and giving attention to these types of public figures, these types of man-influencers. And a lot of people, not a lot, but feedback that I did get was, unfortunately, why don't platform this person, don't talk about them, just ignore them, blah, blah, blah. However, if the people who are going to just ignore them, the people who are making content about it, calling it out, making fun of it, trying to rationalize it, so God forbid if someone sees it, it'll create that stigma and they'll be like, oh, that person isn't making any sense. Like this guy's unethical. Stuff like that, just like I do with multi-level marketing companies, just like many people do who make commentary content, podcasters, whoever, just like we do with any other type of public figure, influencer, scammer, controversial figure. We're creating that stigma. It is just consumer awareness. So I would rather put out this type of content for consumer awareness, just like I have for 2 years regarding my content, just like I have for 2 years on my channel, so that people will see it and know better maybe, rather than just ignoring it. And that's it. I know a lot of people have, talked about him, made videos about him, but I don't think it hurts to have a lot of people do that. You can say all day long, the H3HG podcast did, and other big Twitch people have, like Hassan, which his, beautiful, perfect, loved it. Absolutely great. Brought up great points. And even the Tiny Meat Gang yesterday, as of when I'm filming this video, last night, they put up a podcast episode talking about this, and I loved their takes a lot. I know a little bit of it was cut short, and due to editing it might have gotten misconstrued, but it was real good takes as well. So I would rather put that information out there. I would rather put my takes out there, because maybe people don't follow them or follow H3H3. Maybe you, whoever's watching this, has a son who, even if you don't know if they follow him, if you know someone that you are close to and feel comfortable talking with regarding any of these Manosphere videos, and they'll get, more relaxed and funny or whatever. This one's gonna be great, I promise. You just want to go over a few things first. If you have someone in your life that is in this age range and that fits this demographic, please talk to them and be like, hey, do you know what the Manosphere is? Hey, do you know who this person is? Not me. Do you know who that is? And then please make sure they know that this guy's an absolute dweeb and doesn't listen to facts, is not rooted in reality, and that his motive is just to purely make money off of you and to harm women and disrespect them. And that's gross. Be ethical. You're good. Also, another point on that is that his audience and him himself are hilarious. Not in a actual good comedic timing, funny type of way. More like a I'm laughing at you, you are pathetic type of way. It is so entertaining and so hilarious, to the point where I might take a gummy and make some kettle corn and sit on my couch and watch a podcast that he's been in and just listen to him just act a complete fool. Serious? Yes. Hilarious? Absolutely. Embarrassing? Always. Unethical? So after I made that video and also, watched more content, watched more people, talking about him, arguing with him, trying to debate with him, creators that I respect, talking like Cody Cohen, Noel Miller, also talking about him as well. It helped me realize, and also the comments that I got from his people, his tater tots, but it really helped me realize that the scams that I'm usually highlighting, the deceptive multi-level marketing companies, pyramid schemes, internet scams in general, the ones that I usually cover are usually geared towards women. This one is specifically geared towards men. So of course, just a woman calling it out in general, they're most likely not going to watch it, not hear, not listen to anything that I'm going to say anyways. So that kind of makes this even better for me. How I usually debunk fallacies and deceptive marketing practices is usually by sharing statistics, facts backed by research, talking to or referencing experts in these certain fields, going over different studies, going over different court cases, medical findings, And of course, my personal favorite, and maybe yours as well, going over the psychological aspects of this, the manipulation, the fallacies, and really breaking all of that down. But when you are someone who wasn't going to listen to or accept logic in the first place, why would you believe that when it's being presented to you as evidence challenging your current belief system? Especially when they are encouraged and incentivized to push out clips of you, market for you for free, by the way, working for free, and talk about you in a favorable way so that they can make $25 off of getting someone to sign up for your course through their affiliate link. If the cult leader is not going to accept reality and lives in delusion, why would his followers accept reality? Now, every single time anyone calls out Andrew Tate for any of his actions, his response, every single rebuttal that he has to any objection ever, when you whittle it down at its core, is basically just, they can't cancel me. They want to be me. They're jealous. They're not the top G. I've always said this. Not everyone who doesn't like you is a hater, is jealous, wants to be you. It's just ad hominems and straw man fallacies all around. A straw man fallacy is a very common logical fallacy where you are distorting or misrepresenting someone's original argument or a point in their argument in order to make it easier for you to overcome or defeat that argument. And there are many examples of this in the comments we're about to go over, and it is beautiful. And then also an ad hominem fallacy, or also known as an abusive fallacy, is when you attack the person making the argument rather than the argument itself. Now, of course, I did insult Mr. Andrew, no chin having, weak eyeballed, always be wearing sunglasses, daddy issues, small energy having Tate. Yeah, of course I did. And I'm going to continue to insult that weasel. However, those insults had nothing to do with my argument. I actually had an argument, and those were just extra. So that's fine. And you can say all day long, oh, it's healthy, don't, talk about someone's personal appearance. When you're a human trafficker, I feel like it's okay to do so. So we'll let this one slide. But like I said, my insults towards him had nothing to do with my arguments regarding his sketchy business practices, his absolute misogyny that he completely denies, his deceptive marketing practices, and just his arrogance and bigotry all over, and just his persona as a whole. Had nothing to do with that. Every single comment that I got from the Tater Tots, his following, I don't know if he calls them that, I don't think he does, but like, how adorable. They completely missed any point that I had. In my 6 years of doing YouTube, I have never had such a full held for review folder in the comment section. Like there's like comments and there's held for review. It's like your spam folder basically. And if it's like a flagged word, a blocked word, like potentially like abusive, it'll go in there. Took me an hour to get through it yesterday. You're a terrible human being. Because I called out your cult leader, fat woman detected, opinion rejected. A perfect example, and there's many more of these, many more where this came from, a perfect example of an ad hominem. I don't care what your body looks like. I hardly care what mine looks like. I do work out almost every day, and that's because I'm trying not to die and I'd like to be stronger. I'm a big believer in body neutrality. My body does its job. It keeps me alive. It keeps me going and it protects me. Therapy is cringe and gay. We go to Jim. Who is Jim? Why are you going to him? So you can see what we're dealing with here. This girl sounds stupid. Is it that I sound stupid or you don't like what I'm saying? Whale alert. I really think that just proves that it's the age range, the maturity level that we are dealing with here. Typical female. Mr. McNasty, anything but typical. You don't seem to understand what a pyramid scheme is. If only I were an expert on the matter. God, I wish. You're too ugly for him. By the way, punctuation, grammar, forming any type of literate sentence. You're too ugly for him to watch the video anyway. Don't worry. Have y'all seen the man that they are simping? Female be like, ew, men gross. OMG, girl power, yas. Bitch, go make coffee. Well, I can't drink coffee. I doubt that you have ever had anyone make you coffee. Or seen a nipple, for that matter. Also, calling out one disgusting man does not mean that you are against men. Doesn't mean that you hate men. Forever Undisputed would like me to know that they can't tell if I'm fat or not. That's because I got big and you've never seen those. You could not imagine what those are other than on Pornhub.com. Steady chasing money bands. That was so rapey, which is something that I said in my video. Why is chick with her tits out saying anything about rape? Those two things have nothing to do with each other. In my response, I thought I would show you because it's really funny. I said, sounds like your ugly ass is mad you can't see them. They good. They real good. You should have just posted Tate clips through all your videos. The only thing that wasn't boring. I'm so terribly sorry that I could not entertain you with intellect and rational conversations. You'd rather have this man scream at you with his half unbuttoned silk shirts or him just being shirtless. For an audience that seems quite homophobic, y'all seem to love writing this man's micropenis. Imagine a chick judging your life who gets attention for just living. There's no punctuation, so it makes reading these so hard. So hard. That's what she said. What makes you think he would even look at your fat ass anyways? It's as if they listened to me describing a hypothetical situation and completely disregarded the fact that I said this would never happen and this is hypothetical, because I will guarantee you that I would never put myself in a room with that man. You got your vaccines, didn't you? I did. And I got some Chipotle chicken crispers from Chili's too. But yes, I did, because unlike you uncultured, probably not well-traveled weasels, I wanted to be able to travel, especially for work. Actually have a job, pretty successful at it. So I needed to travel for work, and I didn't want to commit fraud. So I wasn't going to get like a fake vaccine card, like Andrew Tate has admitted that he has provided for people. Listen to yourself. So many people are supporting this awful man. Why would a vast amount of people support an awful man? Logically, because he's probably not awful. A lot of people fall for scams. A lot of people follow awful people and support awful people. It doesn't mean that they aren't awful. Just like someone making money in a scam doesn't mean that it's not a scam. It means that the scam is working. Your face is sad, Bill. Yeah. You know what else is sad? Your level of intellect. The fact that you're falling for this scammer. The fact that he doesn't know who you are, and yet you are going so hard for him. So hard for him. He would make fun of you in a second. He doesn't care about you. Why does he wear sunglasses inside? And I answered, not in a mean way. I said, he has sensitive eyes due to being hit in the head so many times. He's very sensitive about it. That's literally me quoting him in a video that he did. And then Undisturbed Peace was very not peaceful and said, says the one that's never used a treadmill in her life. And yet they've only seen me from the décolletage up. This one was one of my favorites. One of my moderators sent a few of these comments over to me, and she's like, this person has commented on your video over 20 times. And that was within the first 24 hours of the video being posted. Clout Demon is what I have now changed my name to legally. So thank you for that. Women are desperate for attention. Sounds like you're desperate for my attention. Haters are everywhere. Men are not allowed to be masculine in this weak, pathetic generation. First of all, I'm a millennial. You can be masculine without screaming, without talking about how much money you have, without wearing silk shirts, being a kickboxer, without working out constantly. You can be masculine without being disrespectful. Top G, the best haters I know, why all of you hate him. You don't care to share? You're just gonna, okay. The suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts. Nah, I don't think you are a hater. I think you low-key like him. LOL. Did you not listen to the 40-minute video that I made? 45-minute video that I made? This isn't preschool. This isn't kindergarten. He's a dweeb. He's gross. Another irrelevant clout chaser. So this actually brings up a great point regarding clout. Clout means influence or power, especially in regards to politics or business. And that's according to the Oxford Dictionary. Now, clout chaser would then mean that I am seeking influence or power, right? Am I a clout chaser for talking about a scammer or someone that I perceive to be a scammer on my YouTube channel? That is a commentary channel all about scams, especially when that video didn't perform anywhere close to any of the other videos that I had posted within the last month and a half. His name doesn't hold that much value. It doesn't do what you think it does. But here you are making a video on him You are clout chasing. See last explanation. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate are self-made multi-millionaires. How is that bullshit? They made something out of their lives you might not agree with. Their opinions, why is there a comma there, on certain subjects, but you know nothing about the kind of life they had. I swear, am started to believe you people, what do you mean you people, don't even believe your own nonsense. Instead, I think you're just using Andrew Tate name to get views. And I'm starting to think that Hustlers University 2.0 clearly does not teach grammar, spelling. There's no writing course whatsoever. Nothing. Because where is the proper punctuation? No and no? Come on, buddy. Come on. I see the comment section where some of the girls are like, no woman should even put up with a man like this. And funnily, they all end up chasing this exact type of man. No. Women should understand their true nature instead of complaining about rich, successful guys like him. There are countless videos where the girls are happily spending time with him, even though people try to accuse him of being a misogynistic con man, human trafficker, etc., etc. So all your opinions become invalid. If you're being paid to be there, of course you're going to act like you're having a good time. If this man is spending money on you, and you are okay with that, of course you're going to act like you're having a good time. They're playing a role. Never take an obese female serious. If you cannot control your eating habits and work out, you're weak. Not you are weak, you're weak. Now I'm going to politely ask my amazing and talented editor to go ahead and throw up some fine pictures of your girl on the screen. All of these simps wish that they could get with this or a woman of my caliber, and yet they cannot. They brag constantly about what their cult leader has, not about what they have. My husband just went to sleep, so I'm moving my mic closer to me as to not disturb his slumber because I am a nice human. Sure, Tate makes controversial statements and is likely involved in some forms of criminality, but you both seem to have one thing in common, judging by some of your comments and demeanor, and it's called narcissistic personality disorder. And my response was, thank you, doctor, I appreciate the diagnosis after you watching one video of me. Yikes. Also, I didn't diagnose the guy, I just said he seems like a narcissist. From what I have seen, he has common narcissistic tendencies. I did not diagnose him. I would never do that. Also, tricks on you. I've been diagnosed with lots of things. Narcissistic personality disorder is not one of them. Got him. He's blowing up all over social media. He gained 2 million followers on IG in 4 weeks. He is the #1 search result on the internet. Cry harder. Who's crying? Not me. This is kind of like how people in the multi-level marketing company Monet, the hair care one, you know, how they will claim or scream at the top of their lungs that they are the fastest growing hair care business in the world. A female's kryptonite is accountability. Tricks on you, buddy. Accountability doesn't make me weak. Watching my husband do pull-ups does. And that's it. It's funny how you complain about it being a pyramid scheme with 4 affiliate links in the description box of this video. You even put the FTC disclaimer for some reason. Oof, big yikes. Imagine thinking that someone who is abiding by FTC standards and being ethical is them being hypocritical. Like, sir, you just proved my point. And per FTC regulations and guidelines, I have to have in my description box my FTC disclaimer that it is not a sponsored video and that all Amazon, like to know it, our style links are commissionable links. I have that down there because it's easier for me to have it in every single description box so that way when I do have a sponsored video, I can just change the "this video is not sponsored" to "this video is sponsored by," and then put the brand name, as I do every single time. And then of course our favorite one again, Bobby the crazy Bichon Frise. Men hit back. Think before you punch a guy. You might not survive his reaction. Equal rights means equal lefts. If you hit someone, you should absolutely be expecting for them to defend themselves and hit you back. I'm a big believer in that, even if it is a guy. All right, this is the last one, and it says, funny how people call him a scammer. I've been in Hustlers University for a week, and I'm still at the beginning stages, yet I've made $450 this week. And of course, they didn't elaborate right away, so I asked them, care to share how you did that, or would you rather just post in a vague way to promote this pyramid scheme and make your cult leader happy? So his response, I was actually surprised that he even responded. He said it teaches you skills and then how to monetize them. How is it a scam? It's just a efficient school for online sources of income. I'm doing copywriting at the moment and putting 6 hours a day into it. So he said that he had been doing it for a week. My response was, so you've made $450 this week. After working 42 hours, which would be really $400 since you spent $50 on it already. $400 divided by 42 hours would be $9.50 an hour. You could make more money while working less by working at Starbucks. Also, you'd be paying less in taxes because that employer would be taking out money for taxes. Anything that they are teaching you in this university, in this course, it's not a university, it's a course, that's all it is. Anything that you're learning in there, you can learn for free on the internet. There were some comments that were like, you said he was a sex trafficker, but like he's not, like he wasn't even arrested. He like walked away from the police. Are you going to believe someone who has bragged multiple times on multiple different podcasts, multiple different interviews, multiple different social media platforms that he has bribed and paid off law enforcement or other authorities before? Just because you have enough money to get away with something and you get away with it doesn't mean you didn't do it. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Manosphere Mondays. Listen, a girl's tired, I gotta go to bed. I hope you have a great rest of your day-night weekend whenever you're watching this, and I hope you know how valuable you are as a clout demon. In all seriousness, if you are a fan of this person, if you are giving money to this person, hanging on every word that they say, believing what they say, please get better idols, as Bailey Sarian would say. It's just not good, okay? But it's not. You are way more valuable than listening to this actual douche canoodle. Listen, you're young. I get it. We've all been there. Someone is capable of loving you. More than one person, probably. You are capable of loving you. But acting like this is not lovable. Now, ladies, if you find this type of man attractive, please DM me so we can have a little pep talk, okay? You deserve better than that, and I believe that I have taught you better than that. Anyways, if you've made it to the end of this video, I doubt most people have, but that means you are extremely spicy. Congratulations! Did you know that does not say stay sploy? That says stay spicy, sexy, and assertive. Okay? It's not a mix of the two words, so don't try to make it weird. So make sure that if you are extremely spicy now, make sure you comment below and let me know. If you think that I am a fat wastebasket of a clout-chasing demon, let me know. And you'll see me in your dreams tonight. I'll see you in my next video and in your dreams. Goodbye!